Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News with some latest events in the province. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, TayNinhTV province have presented to the provincial planning a Provincial Council and Provincial of TayNinhTV province planning for the period 2021-2030 with a vision 2050. The broad plan calls for the geographical structure of economic activity to be designated by 3 economic zones and 4 dynamic axes. And Professor Service Urban Area and High-Tech Agricultural Area. Region 2 is the center of administration, culture, education, healthcare, tourism, taking the main service, followed by supporting industry and processing, high-tech agriculture. Region 3 is an agricultural development area, radially developing service towards social security and ecotourism. According to Mr. Nguyễn Thành Ngọc, chairman of the People Committee of TayNinhTV province, bringing into play all potential, advantage, resources, and human factor to bring TayNinhTV to a fast, comprehensive, and sustainable development. Industry and tourism service are the main driving force and role associated with the development of new space, making TayNinhTV one of the centers of industrial development and tourism service in the region and the whole country. By 2030, TayNinhTV will become a rich, beautiful, and civilized province and a location with the best living environment in the region. We adapted to climate change to become an attractive destination to live and work. By 2050, TayNinhTV will become a province with developed economy based on lean industry and high-tech agriculture. We develop trade and tourism and an international trade gateway of the key economic zones southern. The Provincial Council unanimously approves the Master Plan and Strategy Environmental Assessment Report of the planning of TayNinhTV province with the condition that it must be revised, supplemented, and completed according to the opinion of the Provincial Council. 40 years after the South was completely liberated, the country was unified. TayNinhTV and the whole country overcame difficulties, built and developed the economy. From a purely agricultural province with a relatively low starting point, TayNinhTV has now risen up. Economic structure shift in the right direction. Industrialization value increases year by year and account for high proportion in GRDP.
In the period of 2010 to 2015, the province's gross domestic product GDP increased by 10.5% per year on the average, and higher than the national average. That is considered a period of significant development. The industry develops rapidly in both size and quantity. In the period of 2016 to 2020, the average growth rate of GDP will reach 7.2%. And the size of economic increased by 1.68 times compared to the previous period. The economic structure shifts towards industrialization, modernization. The share of industry and services accounts for nearly 77% of the GDP. Industrial production value increased by 15.4% on the average. In 2021, despite difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic affection, the province's socio-economic development will still maintain positive growth. And in 2022, the province's gross domestic product increased by 8.84% over the same period. GDP per capita reached $3,700 USD. Industrial production index increased by 16.1%. TayNinhTV is the leading group of the country in developing solar power. In the field of rural agriculture, the province has focused on restructuring agriculture in the direction of improving the value chain, linking production and processing with exports. The new rural construction program has drastically changed the face of the countryside. In particular, infrastructure, especially the transportation system, has been invested in connecting TayNinhTV with other provinces in the region, creating favorable conditions for production and business, and attracting investment also. TayNinhTV is also a locality with the lowest poverty rates in the country, and that result is the whole process of the efforts of the party committee, the army, and also the people of TayNinhTV province in the construction and development of TayNinhTV homeland. In the evening of April 29, the Police Department for Administrative Management for Social Order and Social Order of TayNinhTV Public Security came out to inspect accommodation service business locations in the city. Accordingly, the working group conducted an inspection of Hoa Mai Hotel, located at 130 Nguyễn Hữu Thọ, Hiệp Ninh War, Mimi Hotel address
ID 1A, Nguyễn Hữu Thọ, Ward 3, Myvi Hotel number 100, Street, April 30, Ward 3, TayNinhTV City. At the time of inspection, the above three hotels were provided all kinds of procurement related to business activity. The working group has that the space facility continue to comply with the rules of the law and maintain the security and order necessary to operate the lodging business on regular basis. Specifically, the implementation of stay notification via the public service portal, simultaneously remind business to check the identity, paper, and vehicles of suspicious subjects, particularly those who go into groups of suspected criminals. The Department of Education and Training said that in the high school graduation exam in 2023, the home province had about 10,423 candidates with nearly 450 exam rooms.
The Department of Education and Training said that in the high school graduation exam in 2023, the whole province has about 10,423 candidates with nearly 450 exam rooms, in which TayNinhTV City has the largest number with nearly 2,290 candidates with 97 exam rooms. In second place in Hoa Thanh Town with more than 1,600 candidates with nearly 70 exam rooms, and remaining district and town candidates ranked from 736 to nearly 1,200. In order to prepare well for the high school graduation exam at the end of June of 2023, the Department of Education and Training has directed the schools at exam sites to actively prepare facilities, professional training and management software for the high school graduation exam in 2023 also, and high school and education centers regularly continue to review knowledge for people to ensure the knowledge for the exam. On April 29 and 30, TayNinhTV Department of Culture, Sport and Tourism coordinated with TayNinhTV Transport Company to organize the Southern Amateur Music Art Festival and Exhibition. With the theme TayNinhTV Land and People, the Southern Amateur Music Art Festival and Exhibition bring the audience special performance. With the participation of meritorious artists waiter, the star of the vòng cổ, Võ Minh Lâm, artist Hồng Nhi, and concert from famous artists in TayNinhTV. This is a unique bright spot when tourists from all over the world come to Badai Mountain on the occasion of the holiday on April 30. In addition, visitors can also admire a photo exhibition on the Southern Amateur Music Art with the theme TayNinhTV Preserve and Promote the Intangible Cultural Heritage and Southern Amateur Music Art Festival and Exhibition. The festival will bring the audience a very interesting and unique experience. And ladies and gentlemen, in the afternoon of April the 29th, the national cycling racing team to compete for the Ho Chi Minh City Television Cup of 2023, led by Mr. Cao Anh Minh, General Director of Ho Chi Minh City Television Station, visited the relic of the Central-based Department of the South. Accompanying the delegation, there were representatives of leaders of the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism, leaders of the radio television stations. At the memorial house of the relic site, the delegation offered incense, flowers, and spent a minute of silence in the memory of President Ho Chi Minh, expressing infinite gratitude to the heroes and martyrs who died for independence, freedom today. In addition, the delegation also visited the residence, living, and working places of the leaders of the Central Revolution Base of the South in the resistance war against the U.S. And it is the come to the shore activity within the framework of the Tin Giang Tin Ho Chi Minh City route of the 35th National Bicycle Race for the Ho Chi Minh Television Cycling Race Cup to practically celebrate the 48th anniversary of Southern liberation and the reunification of the country, April 30th of 1975, April 30th of 2003.
Ladies and gentlemen, in order to create a national cultural space beside worshiping spiritual world at Badai Mountain for tourists from all over the world when visiting Badai Mountain, the Department of Culture, Sport and Tourism cooperated with GSC, the TayNinhTV organized the first festival of Southern Amateur Music Art and Exhibition at the top of Badai Mountain on the occasion of April 30. Researched and developed in 21 southern provinces, the Southern Amateur Music is a typical folk art form of the southern region, rural music that exudes the soul of the nation. It's raised as an intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO on December 5, 2013. TayNin is considered as a way to preserve, nurture, and strongly promote the value of this unique traditional art form. The Southern Amateur Music Art Festival and exhibition take place on 2 days, April 29 April 30. Visitors from all over the world will be immersed in special performance with the theme TayNin, the Land and People, performed by famous artists of TayNin Land with the participation of famous artists.
30 tháng 4 này, cho nên cũng là cái vấn đề được.
On this occasion, on April the 30th, it also marked the uprising the Southern Amateur Music held on the top of Badang Mountain. I find it very strange. Perhaps it is the first time it is held. In my heart, I'm very emotional. Because I've been on the show, I don't know what to say, but it is my first time participating in this program.
Một cái cảm giác rất là khó tả khi mà Trân được đặt chân lên tới đây.
It was a very indescribable feeling when Trân was able to set foot here. Come a little early to visit the places, very strong and very spiritual. I feel very peaceful in thought. In every breath and every visitor coming here is very crowded. The Trân Falls is a very meaningful spiritual place.
Tham quan du lịch tâm linh hết sức là ý nghĩa. Trân mong là có thêm nhiều cái hoạt động như thế này nữa.
The sweet and deep melody with deep love for the country and the meaning of the homeland resonate with the cool weather on the top of the mountain, which has captivated many tourists from all the world when coming here.
I came here to travel because I knew online that there was an art show called Southern Amateur Music in TayNin. That is why I came here. And we live in the north. Me and some of my friends, a lot of people, we love the music of Southern Amateur music. But we don't have the opportunity to interact face to face like this. I've watched it in many places, but especially today when I see it here, I feel very moved. Because in this place, I can listen to this Southern Amateur music word by word deep inside myself. I feel very happy.
In addition, visitors can also admire a photo exhibition on Southern Amateur Music art with the theme TayNin preserve and promote the intangible cultural heritage of Southern Amateur Music. The Festival of Southern Amateur Music Art and Exhibition not only contribute to nurturing and developing the researched intangible cultural heritage of the Southern people, bringing the heritage closer to the public, but also enrich the experience for tourists from all over the world when coming to worship at Badang Mountain National Tourist Area.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.